Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we continue to look at some updates in the case of 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, who went missing on August 6th after attending a party at Prosser Family Campground. Sadly, her vehicle was found in the water at Prosser Lake after 2 weeks of law enforcement extensively searching using ROVs, sonar, submarines, divers, boats, and everything. They were not able to locate her car, but Adventures with Purpose, a volunteer team who are experts at scuba diving and at using their sonar equipment, they said it's a Garmin piece of equipment, they went in and within 35 minutes were able to locate Kylie's vehicle, dive down, confirm that there were human remains inside as well, confirm it was her vehicle, and then a medical examiner or coroner confirmed that it was Kiely Rodni's remains inside the vehicle. Law enforcement has said that this is still an ongoing investigation, and so they might actually never release the autopsy results, and I don't think it's the public's right to have it, you know what I mean? As much as we probably all curious of what happened and how and where and what, we might never know the details of that autopsy because we are dealing with the case of a minor. Kylie was 16 years old when she died. So, but we are waiting to hear from law enforcement if there are any other details, because we don't yet know if Kylie drowned or if this was foul play or if she perhaps speculatively, let's say, overdosed and died before and then the car was put in the water. We just don't know. We don't know at this point, so we will wait to hear from law enforcement to see what they say. Over time, this could take many weeks. They said 4 to 6 weeks to release the toxicology report. Huge shout out to Adventures with Purpose. Thank you also to Adventures with Purpose for emailing me. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to having you on the show at some point. That will be amazing. So let's just have a look at some of the updates. I am fully aware of the, I'm going to say, fake video that's going around. Oh man, these things annoy me, right? When it's just like, look at this. This is party footage. Look at this. This is a photo from here. Look at this and this and this. All the photos that have been released so far, the one provided by Sammy Smith and those other two photos, we have no idea. The one came from Sammy Smith and the two others, where did they even come from? And now there's these videos being uploaded, which is allegedly from a party in Michigan. It's like the TikTok thing when they were like, oh my word, this is Sammy. It's not Sammy. It's like literally a different girl, and you can find her account on TikTok. You know what I mean? So, no, I'm not going to be showing those videos in today's update. You are welcome to go and look at them elsewhere. They are all over the internet, like literally everywhere. You can go and look at the videos and speculate far and wide. I just want to look at some of the updates and interviews done with Adventures with Purpose, and just to see, let's look at this article first, which is from, I think this is from NBC News, yes. That's just a good overview in case you missed out on some of the latest news in the case. Authorities confirm Kiely Rodni's body was in the vehicle found submerged in California Lake. Now, there is some speculation going on about the windows of the vehicle. I'm trying to clear that up as well, because at least one of the back windows is halfway down. The front window does appear, of course, to be smashed out. I'm trying to clear up exactly from the source, from a PI who was on the scene, who was sitting with the grandfather when the vehicle was found, when the grandfather said, and the grandfather, I mean Kylie's grandfather, was sitting there saying, I will not be leaving the scene. I'm waiting for them to get Kylie out of the water. And so I want to know, was that vehicle literally found with the windows up or down? You know, from what I know, the back windows were halfway down, which is then interesting to think about, well then, how was Kylie not able to get out of the vehicle? A plausible explanation would be there does seem to be a little bit of damage to the front windshield. If you just look carefully, it seems like, which means maybe she wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and maybe in crashing into the water, she hit her head on the windshield, passed out, got a concussion, that type of thing, and then that is how she wasn't able to get out. So it could be something like that, but we are yet to see, you know, what law enforcement provides in the case. So here they say the body of missing teen Kiely Rodni was in a vehicle found submerged in a California lake this week, authorities confirmed Tuesday. The Nevada County Sheriff coroner has identified the decedent as 16-year-old Kiely Rodni of Truckee, the Placer County Sheriff's Office announced on Facebook. There are also questions about why Nevada County is now the leading agency in this investigation, but it's literally because of where Kylie was found. I can show you on the maps if you want. If you look at Placer County and then you look at Nevada County, it makes total sense that Nevada County is now leading the investigation because Kiely Rodni and her car were found in the Prosser Lake, which is part of Nevada County and not Placer County. So the Nevada County Sheriff Coroner has identified the decedent as 16-year-old Kiely Rodni of Truckee, the Placer County Sheriff's Office announced on Facebook. The Placer County Sheriff's Office and the Nevada County Sheriff's Office are in communication with Kylie's family and offer our deepest condolences to them during this extremely difficult time. Rodni's cause and manner of death have not been released, and the Sheriff's Office say the investigation is ongoing. Rodni vanished on August 6th after she attended a party at Prosser Family Campground in an area known as The Sanctuary in Truckee. Authorities said Sunday night that a vehicle containing human remains was found in Prosser Lake, near where the party was held. Nevada County Sheriff Shannon Moon said at the news conference Monday that the remains are more than likely Rodni's. An autopsy was scheduled for Tuesday. We have located a decedent inside the vehicle. We believe it is our missing person, Moon said Monday, adding at the time that investigators had not yet positively identified the body. But it's more than likely where we are today, Moon said. Rodni had been at an outdoor party with more than 100 other teenagers before she disappeared. Her cell phone last transmitted information around 12:30 a.m. on August 6th, and that little detail will never stop bugging me. The 12:30 a.m., 12:33, which is what has been said over and over by law enforcement, and of course, Sammy Smith, a friend that wasn't such a close friend, saying that Kylie called her 12:36. I cannot get past that detail. It just bugs me until I know exactly what, why, and how, and who. Anyway, so authorities searched an 80-mile radius looking for her vehicle. A 2013 Honda CRV was found in 14 feet of water. So if you think about it, if the vehicle is about 5.5 feet tall and it was found in 14 feet of water, then a man that's over 6 foot, for instance, Chris from the Mob Crew, he's 6'3", I believe. So if he got in the water and just dipped down about 2 feet, like he would literally touch the top of the vehicle, right? That's a scary thought. So they say here, her vehicle was found in 14 feet of water, about 55 feet from the shore, by Adventures with Purpose, a private collective of divers who'd been assisting in the search. Doug Bishop of Adventures with Purpose said Monday that the discovery about 300 yards from the campground, I've also heard them say about 600 yards, but anyway, it was made with the help of sonar imaging technology. Also, that photo that Sammy Smith provided of the party, which I just struggle to believe it's actually a photo from that party, especially based on what I know behind the scenes. Let's just say that. I think the photo could come from somewhere, some other source, somewhere else. Anyway, moving along, the point is, even that picture, and everyone's speculating that, oh my word, the teens are looking at the water and looking at the car in the water. From where the party was, you cannot be just looking at the water where Kylie's car was found. Okay, so that's just like, look at the maps. We did a lot of map time. They will not be looking at the water from where they were standing there. Alright, so they say, Rodni's family thanked law enforcement volunteers and everyone else who helped support them in a statement on Monday. While we accept the sadness cast under death's shadow, the rising sun shines light upon us, reminding us not to mourn our loss, but to celebrate Kylie's spirit and the gift that we all received in knowing her, her family said. Kylie will surely remain with us, even though we will not get her back. I can feel the pain. It's a lot. And at the same time, Kylie's mom is busy, and grandfather, they're busy selling the lodge. They already put the lodge up for sale, I believe, in July. Do you know how sad that is to lose not only Kylie and the house she grew up in? You know what I mean? Put those two together. That's so sad. I don't know why they're selling the lodge. That's just so sad. That Kylie's gone and they will be moving on from the lodge. Anyway, so let's look at some other updates. I want to show you this video over here, which, remember when Sammy said, I just want to have another, I think she said a bubba with you. Now I'm like, what the hell is a bubba? But it's like this tea, right?
I just want to drink a boba with her again and laugh and tell the story. And When I see her, I'm going to absolutely tackle her to the ground, but I'm going to give her the most love that she's ever felt, and I hope she knows she's loved. This whole community is looking for her. The whole world at this point is looking for Kylie.
Because Kylie worked at this tea shop, something we didn't know, and she worked there for about 1.5 years, which is pretty epic for a 16-year-old to already have this kind of work track record and work ethic, and for her colleagues to speak so well of her. It's amazing. So she must have started working there when she was about to turn 17. So from when she was about 15.5. Okay, so let's have a look at this video right here.
Chris, the Fine Teas of Truckee is where Kiely Rodni worked up until recently. Her former co-workers and boss telling me...
I'm just going to pause it there. It says, get your boba tea here. Boba tea. I've never had a boba tea. Sorry. Maybe I should have one, right? Boba tea. Now, I think that's what Sammy was talking about. I just want to have another boba with you and share stories and all that stuff she said.
I just want to drink a boba with her again. And
you know, I just want to put it out there that for everyone that's still saying, shame, leave these babies alone. Okay, Sammy is an adult. She's 18 years old. She's not part of the family. She's not even a best friend. She was kind of more like an acquaintance by the sounds of it. And so if you do not ever want to be a red flag, don't insert details that you do not know. For instance, don't lie. Don't take the spotlight and lie. It's going to be a red flag. How the hell are we supposed to ignore that? I've looked at that car from every angle. I've asked about 8 guy friends. Can you? Okay, guys. Why guys? Just because guys, cars. Can you see a sunroof? No one can see a sunroof. Can you see a sunroof? If you look at the footage, you let me know. Because the 2 details she shared about the car, and there's one more detail. She first said, the car has a sunroof. And then she said, there's a sticker on the vehicle at the back.
A lot of us just remember today because, again, we weren't ever really looking severely at her vehicle when we were just friends with her, but we do all remember that she has a sticker of a bull. We don't have the exact sticker, but it's a sticker of a bull that is right under the windshield wiper. Right under that is where the back windshield, the animal. It's a sticker of a bull, the animal, like a cow with horns.
Okay.
Right under the back windshield wiper. It's right under that, and her car does have hubcaps, because in a lot of these pictures, cars don't have hubcaps. Her car has Honda hubcaps.
It's a silver car.
And there's a sunroof as well.
That they are still in a state of shock and disbelief, knowing that the teen will no longer be returning home after going missing almost 2 weeks ago.
It's just hard to think about that somebody you saw like a couple weeks ago is just not here anymore.
You could see it's called Fine Tea of Truckee.
It's just hard to wrap your head around.
It was not long ago that Abby Bunker worked alongside Kiely Rodni here at Fine Teas of Truckee. Today, the Nevada County Sheriff Coroner identifying the 16-year-old as the person found in the Proser Reservoir over the weekend.
It's been a long 2 weeks. Of course, it's one of our own, and and my heart goes out to her parents especially, and we were just broken. That's all I can say.
Her boss, Cindy Shippey, says she worked here for about 1.5 years. She describes Rodni as a hard worker who bonded with everyone at the family-owned business.
If you met Kylie, she was like really honest, and she was like really badass. She was like, you like saw her and you were like, I want to be her. Like, she is so cool. She's strong. Like, she didn't let anybody like overpower her.
The loss of their co-worker has left them emotional, wishing the signs they posted just a couple of weeks ago could have brought her back home alive.
It's like we all like put so much like into like going to look for her and like putting up posters, and then just the fact that she's just like, we all know that she's just not around anymore. It just kills the whole community. It's hard.
But for Shippey, also a grandmother to a teen, the plan is to spread the memory of Rodni, who had an entire future ahead of her.
You have to move forward, that's life, but it doesn't mean it's easy. And I think that we'll all slowly get better. We just gotta pray and hope that we all move on, and we hold her up with all the good that she was.
It's not the outcome this Truckee community was wanting to hear.
Have them find her upside down in her car in the lake was just thinking about the panic she must have felt was just heartbreaking. I have 2 daughters. She has a daughter. You know, you just really feel for her family.
The discovery was made by a specialty search and recovery team known as Adventures with Purpose. Officials were asked today why they were not able to find the vehicle, even with air resources and spending thousands of personnel hours.
How did we not find it when we were searching? The lake was extensively searched with side sonar, with an ROV. We had divers, we had swimmers. I think that's part of what we're going to have to go back to do and debrief.
So there have been dive teams sent in, and I can pretty much only say that they've done thorough searches through the waters, through the lakes surrounding. They are searching the waters. They are searching the campgrounds and everywhere, related lakes that are near, because Boca and Stampede are 2 reservoirs that are near there as well. And they are doing searches through there every single day. They have been for the past 3 days. They have done extensive searches to points that you wouldn't even believe the FBI and those people they are going.
Her poor family. I really feel for her family. It's terrible.
And the community stands behind Kiely Rodni's family as the investigation continues.
My heart breaks for you. My heart just breaks for you. May you find some peace somehow, somewhere, in these beautiful mountains, maybe.
Doug, I'll start with you. What prompted you to reach out to the sheriff's office in Placer County and Nevada County to offer your assistance?
Really, it was our supporters, with 20 million viewers per month and the headline coverage that this was getting nationally. We received tens of thousands of requests as well as multiple phone calls from different agents and detectives. So at that point, we're just a vessel of the community. The Placer County Sheriff's Department was very receptive to utilizing us as a resource. We're very thankful because we were successful in solving this case. We use cutting-edge Garmin sonar technology. It provides us a down imaging side scan as well as a live scope image. And between the 3, we're able to manipulate that to get an accurate reading of what it is that we're seeing. That morning, we utilized 2 boats in Prosser Creek Reservoir. Like you mentioned, there was 18 agencies that had searched there, as well as 19,000 man hours that had been applied the previous 2 weeks. Right there when search was scaled back, that's when we were brought in. We bring a specialty with sonar that is rare, and the local authorities and this was a multi task collaboration, with the FBI, Nevada County Sheriffs, and Placer County Sheriff's Department. So everything that was done over the 2 weeks preceding us, and when we got there, we were welcomed, and what we did when we got there was just a little bit different than what had been done before, because we specialize in sonar.
So yesterday we started our search at Prosser Creek Reservoir, and we started at the boat ramp. Doug went one direction, I went another, just to try to speed up the search as much as we could to make it more efficient. And about 30 to 35 minutes into my search, going along the shore, I saw something on my sonar that obviously stood out to me, and it created a huge shadow, and I could tell right away that it looked like it was a man-made object. So at that point, I had to do several passes at different angles, going across it to verify what I was looking at. And at that point, it looked very suspicious to me. So I called Doug over. So he brought his boat over. We use some small Zodiacs that are very maneuverable. We can get them into tight places. He came over, and I had him scan it as well. And between the 2 of us, we were in agreement that what we were looking at did look like a vehicle. At that point, we dropped a magnet on it, and once we connected the metal with the magnet and could feel that, we were almost 100% certain that what we had found was a vehicle.
So, Nick, you knew right away that this was a vehicle, you said. So tell me where you went from there.
Well, after we both confirmed that we did have a vehicle, we had to take a minute to regroup and kind of make a plan of action so as not to cause alarm to people on the shore, people back at the boat ramp, because for obvious reasons, we don't want to give false hope to anybody, especially family or media or law enforcement. So once we had pretty much positively identified that we had a vehicle underwater. We had to reposition ourselves and go into phase 2 of this, where I put my dive gear on and went back to the site and dove on the vehicle to confirm it was the one we were looking for, and that if there was any remains inside the vehicle. Correct. The vehicle was in about 14 feet of water. It was upside down, and I was able to clearly identify the vehicle, make my vehicle assessment, confirm that there was remains inside the vehicle. At that point, I returned topside, informed my topside crew, Doug, and the cameraman with him as to what I had seen. And at that point, Doug got on the phone and immediately called the families. And then after those phone calls, it was the law enforcement that we called next.
It's our purpose. It's a movement that we've created. And it's a skill set that we didn't intend to have, but we understand that it's very rare, and it's an honor to be able to utilize it and produce results that not many others can. It's a positive thing. As tragic as it is, we focus on the positives and what it is that we're doing, which is providing answers for families and closures to cases for law enforcement.
And you guys are working on other cases, it's my understanding too, just from watching your video.
Yes, we have 22-year-old Gisela Fuentes in Selma, California, and Annette Adams in San Obispo, California, coming up later this week. When we're working with local authorities on those as well. Hopefully we'll be successful there too.
And we wish him the absolute best of luck in finding Gisela Fuentes and Annette as well. 2 cases that they'll be working next in the California region as well. So, sending them all our encouragement, love, strength. If you guys want to donate to Adventures with Purpose, I would highly recommend it. Thank you guys also for helping me to donate as well, for adding to the bucket that I wanted to offer to them. Thank you so much. And if you go to adventureswithpurpose.com, there's a donate button there, or you can pick up some gear. I would highly recommend also checking out the escape tool that they have on there. That is very, very useful if you have a vehicle. As you know, I'm in the Netherlands. My vehicle is a bicycle, so I don't have one of those tools. But if I was going to be in someone's car, I would want one of those tools in my bag anyway. So check that out as well. Okay, and before I go, I just want to show you this video that Jagger, Kylie's ex-boyfriend, has uploaded to his Instagram. So we'll check this one out over here. I'm not going to play the sound because the music will be copyrighted. So that's Kylie looking absolutely stunning. I love her shoes too, wow. And it's with Jagger, and he says, Kylie, I took this video without telling you. I knew that I needed to save that moment of holding you close at sunset. I'm going to live the way you would want me to live from here on out. I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to take care of your friends. I'm going to take care of your family. And I'm going to help anyone who needs it. I know that's what you want me to do. I love you so much, my beautiful angel. I'm not giving up on you. Hashtag LLK. I think the LLK is long live Kylie. I think. Let me know if you know what exactly it means. But I think it means hashtag long live Kylie. I can't believe Kylie was only 16 years old and had such a brilliant mind. And for her life to end the way it ended is just, oh man, it is absolutely tragic. Sending condolences to Kylie's family and true friends, to everyone that's hurting in the community. This is a terrible loss of a beautiful 16-year-old girl who was just about to start going to college, experiencing life growing up. Oh man, this is terrible. Just remember that we are Team Kylie. It's not about anything other than that. That's what I'm going to say. Because from what I could see out there, some really weird competitive vibes going on of people being like, I was the first and I said this and this one copied me doing this and this one did that. It's not about that. Be nice to each other out there. Remember, if you are competing, you're only competing with yourself in life, okay? If you got goals, reach your own goals. Compete with yourself. And if you are covering cases of missing persons, victims of crime, and if you are trying to protect their families, remember, Team Kylie, team whoever the victim is, that's whose team we're on. That's number one. Okay, so be kind to each other. Be kind to families of missing persons. And I will see you if there's any more updates in this case. I will, of course, be covering that. Man, I wonder if there will be a funeral for Kylie, or there probably will be. It'll be private. I'm sure the family said they made a beautiful statement and said, just give us time to heal our souls. Thank you so much, everyone. I thought their statement was really great to say thank you to everyone, because we don't always see that either, you know, where sometimes, of course, the news can be so devastating and so shocking that families disappear, and then unfortunately then people get really curious and start harassing families. We don't ever want that to happen. I'm so glad they said thank you, everyone. Thank you to the police, to the volunteers, to everyone. Now we're gonna go and heal our souls. That was brilliant. Also, for everyone who's cop bashing at the moment, please don't do that. I truly believe that the police tried their best. I understand that it's easy to kick them when they're down. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow, look at you, 19,000 hours or whatever it was, and all this equipment, and you couldn't find her. We don't even know if the car was planted thereafter. That's a very unlikely outcome, but we don't know that right now. You don't know if once they scaled back the searches before Adventures with Purpose came out, if someone put the car there. We don't know that. So my point is, either way, even if it's the simplest case ever of a 16-year-old by mistake driving herself into the water after a huge party, you know, cop bashing, don't do cop bashing, because I really think that the cops did the best they could. They held a press conference almost every single day. They tried to keep people informed. They connected people. They allowed, I mean, you know what I mean? When I say allowed, they connected with, and I believe it was the Placer County Sheriff's Department connected with Adventures with Purpose and asked for help, and they came out, they helped, they found Kylie in a vehicle. That was brilliant. So I do agree with Adventures with Purpose that they are highly, highly skilled. This is their expertise. It's a rare skill to have. What they do, it's their passion. I'm so glad that they're using their skill to help in missing persons cases, because they could have used their skill to treasure hunt, or, you know, which I've seen on their channel. They do also dive out other things, but they could have just continued like that and been equally popular. But this purpose of helping to close missing persons cases is incredible. It is so inspiring to me. I love them to bits. I'm so proud of them. And so let's give everybody some credit, right? You know what I mean? Adventures with Purpose, amazing. But law enforcement, I don't know, man. I just think take it easy, because I see there's a lot of cop bashing going on. Just take it easy. Don't kick people when they're down. Don't bash, okay? Keep your mind open. Don't put the blinkers on. And let's see what happens. In the meantime, there are other missing people, a lot of other missing people. We need to cover so many more cases. There's so many updates still to share in so many other cases we've been deep diving, which are not missing persons cases necessarily. Although Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow's children were missing persons at first, and it turns out that it seems like their mom and hubby number 5 or 6 murdered them. So we're looking at the Lori Vallow Daybell case. We're looking at the Caitlin Armstrong case. We are looking at so many other cases that still have to be covered, and we'll continue to do so on this channel. So to all the new people that are here on Grizzly True Crime, my name is Gisela K. I'm South African living in the Netherlands. I moved here with my husband, who got a job here. He's Swiss. He got a job here as a software engineer. He's working in his field. That's his passion, right? Which is aviation. And I'm working in mine. I love true crime, and I love talking about true crime. And I just want to put it out there as well. I am not, and I never have said I am, an armchair detective, any type of detective, a mental health professional, a professor, a lawyer. I'm none of those things. I'm just a human being. For me, this is 2.0 in my life. If you want to know more about that, it's like my second, or it feels like my 10th chance at life, based on everything I've been through. But this is something I wanted to do my whole life, is just talk about true crime with people. That's all. I'm just a human being who loves true crime. So I don't have any professor or law enforcement hat on. My father was a police officer. That's all. That's my only connection to law enforcement, but I'm not in contact with him. So, there's that as well. And so if you want to know a little bit more of behind the scenes stuff, and sometimes I explain a little more of what I mean, that's on Patreon. So if you want to go to Patreon, you get to learn more about me, my personal life. You get to see sometimes like a house tour, or more of my cat and hamster, more of the Netherlands, things like that. You're welcome to join on Patreon. That's where I share that. Yes. So as you know, YouTube, with the gifting of memberships, they generally just dish it out to anyone. So that's why I don't put like really personal stuff on YouTube membership. I really appreciate the support of all the members. We have 600 members now. Damn, guys. I need to design some new emojis, because I think I can add some more now. So thank you so much for supporting my channel and the work that I do. If you do want to learn more about me, though, that would be on Patreon. All right. So thank you so much for all the encouragement and the support. As we covered this case, as we talked about things together, we'll continue to talk about things. I still think there's a lot of holes in the story, a lot more to be discovered, and we will uncover those together. Thank you so much, and I will see you again soon. Bye.